Everything you have ever considered an unquestionable truth regarding physical reality, the solidity of the objects you hold in your hands and the stability of the ground you walk upon, is in fact nothing more than a scientific delusion accepted by humanity out of sheer ignorance. It is time to stop observing the world through the outdated lens of materialism, which tells you that the universe is merely a collection of dead particles randomly colliding in a cold, empty vacuum. The truth is far more radical, more powerful, and for those ready to hear it, absolutely liberating. Matter does not exist as an independent substance, but as light in a state of extreme motion under electrical pressure. These are the foundations of the teachings of Walter Russell, a polymath whom Nikola Tesla personally advised to lock his knowledge in a vault for 1,000 years until humanity became mature enough to understand it without destroying itself. In his seminal work, The Universal One, Russell dismantles the entirety of modern physics, proving that the universe is a two-aspected system consisting of the still magnetic mind, the cause and source of all, and the electric wave, which is merely a temporary simulated effect. To understand the depth of this deception in which you live, you must realize that every atom of your body, every molecule of water, and every distant star is in fact merely an electric record of thought within a single universal mind that never rests. Russell teaches us that light does not actually travel. It reproduces itself from one point to another through a system of curved mirrors that we call space. What we perceive as matter is actually compressed light, driven by centripetal force into small points of high pressure. Imagine a still ocean representing the absolute peace of the magnetic mind, that is, the zero point, the source without motion. When that mind begins to think, it creates vibration, and that vibration is electricity. These waves have no substance of their own. They are merely the motion of the water. In the same way, your body has no solid material basis of its own. It is merely a wave of light vibrating at a specific frequency, temporarily trapped in a geometric form. Here we arrive at the deepest secret of Russell's cosmogony, the mechanics of wave geometry. He explains that the entire universe constructs form using only two shapes, the cube and the sphere. For Russell, the sphere is the symbol of compression, the moment when light collapses toward a center to create suns, planets, and the cells of your body. The cube, on the other hand, is the symbol of expansion, the space that surrounds every sphere and holds it in balance. Every light wave is actually a series of invisible cubes that act as mirrors. As light moves through these cubes, it curves, transforming the straight lines of consciousness into the curved lines of matter. Everything you see as spherical or rounded in nature is actually an attempt by consciousness to fill the interior of an invisible cube under immense electrical pressure. Matter, therefore, is merely geometric tension. The moment that tension is released, the sphere expands back into the cube, matter returns to space, and what we call a thing becomes invisible thought once again. Russell supported this principle with the most precise model of the periodic table of elements ever created, which is not a list of random materials as taught in schools, but a perfect musical scale of pressures and potentials. He explains that all elements, from the lightest hydrogen to the heaviest uranium, are actually the same light wave found in different stages of compression and at different angles relative to their magnetic axis. This means that gold is merely a higher octave of iron, and that you, as a being, are a specific octave of universal consciousness manifesting through flesh and bone. His evidence was not merely theoretical speculation. Russell precisely defined the existence of elements like plutonium, deuterium, and neptunium decades before mainstream science even had the instruments to detect them. He saw them with his mind, using only his logic of the 9 octaves of the light wave and the law of periodicity. Mainstream science today errs because it attempts to explain the universe through entropy, the idea that everything winds down and dies. Russell claims the opposite. The universe is a perpetual machine that powers itself. Every time you witness radiation, you are actually seeing the expansion of light. But what science overlooks is generation, the process in which energy gathers back into the center. The law of rhythmic balanced interchange is the supreme principle governing every beat of your heart, every breath, and every rotation of a galaxy. In this universe, nothing is consumed and nothing is lost. There is only a constant pulsation between expansion and contraction. Life is the process of gathering light into a spherical form through the centripetal force of consciousness, while death is the process of expanding that same light back into the cubic fields of space through centrifugal force. Death is not the end of life, it is merely the opposite phase of the same cycle, a necessary stage of rest before emerging into form once again, just as the silence between two notes gives meaning to music. Most people spend their lives in total darkness, struggling with the effects of reality, trying to change their destiny, their health, or their finances by manipulating matter from the outside. This is a fundamental and tragic error of human consciousness. You cannot change the image on a cinema screen by fighting the screen or trying to tear the fabric. You must change the film running in the projector behind your back. That projector is your mind, and the light passing through it is your consciousness, shaped by your beliefs and visions. Every thought you have is an electrical impulse that changes the pressure in your personal light field, altering the wave geometry of your body. If you understand Russell's physics, you will realize that disease is merely a geometric imbalance, a discord in the rhythm of your exchange with the universal energy field, where the sphere of your vitality collapses under the irregular pressure of thought. You are not victims of biology, victims of genetics, or victims of chance. You are the electrical engineers of your own bodies and your own destinies. A fundamental shift in consciousness must begin with the realization that the cause is always in the still point within you, in that calm center of magnetic light that Russell calls zero. Everything that manifests in the visible world is merely a reflection of your internal electrical tension. The material world is a shadow, and you are the light that casts that shadow upon the wall of time and space. The moment you stop identifying with your body as a solid, limited machine and begin to see it as a dynamic, luminous process being recreated every second through the cube and the sphere, you take the keys to the very mechanics of reality. The laws of physics you were taught apply only to shadows, but not to the one who creates the shadows. Ask yourself, if everything around you is light, what is it that holds that light together? It is your desire, your intent, and your consciousness. Russell left us a roadmap to godhood, explaining that human genius is nothing more than the ability of an individual to silence the electrical noise of their senses and listen to the magnetic peace of their source. In that peace lies all the power of creation. You are not small, separate entities lost in the infinite. You are the very centers of consciousness around which the entire universe organizes itself in every moment. The only limitations you have are those you have imposed upon yourselves through your misunderstanding of the nature of light, geometry, and electricity. Stop believing your eyes, for they are designed to see only motion and change, not the eternal cause that stands behind them. Look with your inner vision, for only the mind can recognize the still light that is the only true reality in this world of electrical illusions. You are eternal, you are indestructible, and you are, in your very essence, the same light that constructed the very geometry of existence. Understanding this truth is not merely a philosophical exercise, it is the only path toward the total healing of the human experience and the only way to step into an era where man is no longer a slave to matter, but its conscious master and supreme architect. Thank you for watching. Please share this video, like, and subscribe to our channel.